In early Canadian history, people in Britain's Canadian colonies used a variety of different currencies to buy things, including British pounds, American dollars, Spanish pesos, and even unique colonial currencies made by local banks and governments. In 1867, the new unified Canadian government gained exclusive constitutional power over currency, and in 1870 it used this power to pass the Dominion Notes Act, now known as the Currency Act, which made the Canadian dollar, the official currency of Canada. A Canadian dollar is made up of 100 Canadian cents. A history of the Canadian dollar, Bank of Canada. Originally tied to value of the British pound, and then the price of gold, since 1931 the Canadian dollar has been a so-called free-floating currency with a value determined by the international marketplace. Like most advanced countries, Canada also has a national bank, known as the Bank of Canada, that has the power to both print and buy currency in order to help control the currency's value. In the opinion of the International Monetary Fund, the Canadian dollar is one of the world's 7 reserve currencies known for its stability and reliability even in times of economic uncertainty. The Canadian dollar is usually measured in comparison to the American dollar. It is almost always worth less, but the exact value can vary quite a bit depending on what's going on in the world. At its worst, the Canadian dollar may be worth around 65 American cents. At best, it can be very close to par Canadian paper money. Canadian paper money, also known as bills, banknotes, or simply notes, is used for larger currency denominations. The current designs, known as the polymer series, are actually not made of paper at all, but a sort of thin, flexible plastic known as polymer. Paper bills from the last series, known as the Canadian Journey series, which began in 2001 and started being officially phased out in 2011, are still sometimes used. Canadian banknote designs usually change every 10 years or so. $5 bill. Canada's smallest bill, the $5, is blue and features a portrait of former Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier, 1841 to 1919, the first French-Canadian to lead Canada. On the reverse, it depicts the Canadarm, a robotic arm that was designed in Canada and used on NASA missions between 1981 and 2011 $10 bill. The purple $10 bill features a portrait of John A. Macdonald, 1815 to 1891, Canada's first Prime Minister and founder of the nation. On the back, there's a tribute to the cross-country Canadian Railroad, Macdonald's signature accomplishment, and a picture of the Canadian, which is the Vancouver to Toronto train service run by Via Rail, Canada's state-run railway $20 bill. The $20 has an aged, green portrait of Canada's monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, born in 1926, on it. She used to be on the $1 and $2 bills, too, back when those existed. The other side features the Canadian National Vimy Memorial, which is a monument in France honoring the more than 3,000 Canadians who died in the Battle of Vimy Ridge, 1917, a decisive Allied victory in World War I, 1914 to 1918, $50 bill. Canada's red $50 banknote depicts William Lyon Mackenzie King, 1874 to 1950, the famously eccentric Prime Minister who led Canada through World War II, 1939 to 1945, and much of the early to mid-20th century. The reverse depicts the CCGS Amundsen, which is a state-of-the-art icebreaker ship that is used to help the Canadian Coast Guard do research and exploration work in the Canadian Arctic $100 bill. Last and most obscurely, we have the Canadian $100 bill, featuring the face of Robert Borden, 1854 to 1937, who was Prime Minister of Canada during World War I, 1914 to 1918. The back has a salute to Canadian science research, including a depiction of insulin, which was discovered by Canadian scientist Frederick Banting, 1891 to 1941. A lot of shops in Canada won't take $100 bills these days, since they're often counterfeit, or so many skeptical shopkeepers assume. Counterfeiting large bills is a problem in Canada, which is the reason why the government discontinued the $1,000 bill, previously the next largest Canadian bill after the $100, in 2000, see sidebar. All friends, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon for more informative videos about all countries' currency notes.